I don't understand people like that. I don't. And I just don't think that those people, they need to be, you know, not parents. Just saying. I'm just a big person on, like, don't hurt children. You know, number one, for what I went through, and number two, I have a baby girl, a sweet baby girl that I love so much, and she's growing and she's making milestones, and I just love her so much, and I just want to protect her from, you know, all this craziness on TikTok and the craziness in the world. You know, she's being raised by a family that loves her so much. Like, Ken will sing to her and she will just light up, and I'm like, oh gosh, what could I do to make her giggle for me? Because he got the first giggle out of her. Now I was like, what can I do? So sometimes I'll just lift her little legs and be like, ah, booga, 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 booga. Like, that's what I do. Being a mom has definitely is I think something that brings me down to earth. Number one, I've learned, put yourself on the back burner, dude. Like, I understand why so many of my friends, and even Christy and my dad, was like, whenever they film them, don't get pregnant, don't get pregnant. Because you gotta be selfless, you gotta put the baby first, you gotta do all that, you gotta do what's right. And they're like, go live your life, go live your life. I understand why they say go live your life now. Because it's like, yeah, I can't go and shop at the mall whenever I want to and do all this kind of stuff, spend $1,000 at the mall and anything like that. But you know what? I still find myself going shop and spend a lot of money. Now I'm close for her. It's just, my priorities have shifted, and my constant thought that I always think to myself is, like I said in my book, and I'm just gonna get all choked up. I don't want to get all choked up. Like I said in my book, is that, you know, if I do nothing else right on this godforsaken planet, I hope that I can be a good mom to her. I truly, truly just want to be a good mom. Sorry, I'm trying not to cry. Shit. It sucks that she's at a disadvantage, being my daughter. Because, yeah, my name is Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and I am a convicted murderer. Yep. And I did the time, I did the crime, did the time, did my time on parole, case is closed. I owe nobody else anything. I don't owe anybody a fucking thing. What I owe everything to is my daughter. My daughter, who has healed so much of my pain. So much of my guilt. And I want to give her her best chance. But I need people to give me my best chance so I can give her her best chance. And so what I want going forward is people to leave me the fuck alone. I'm not gonna post on social media. I'm not gonna do any more interviews or TV shows. Y'all got what y'all want. got what you want, so leave me alone. Y'all want Nick out of prison? Well, then go fight for it. But leave me alone. I've done my time. Like, it's not fair to hound someone that, yeah, sure, I should have lived a quiet life when I got out. You know what? You're damn right I should have. Absolutely should have. Anybody said you should have gone live yeah, absolutely I should have, and I didn't, and you know, that was my fuck up. Paying the consequences now, right? But I'm making that choice now for my family. It's better late than never. Everything I'm doing to give my daughter a good life, a normal life, a life that I didn't get to live. I didn't get to live a normal life. So I'm thinking, like, what could I do to, you know, step back and be more private, post less, and shit gets leaked, and, you know, that's not by my friends, but, you know, all these content creators end up finding something that I'm doing and then make content about it. It's not like I'm trying to stay relevant. I'm doing this live right now so I could explain everything to y'all, and hopefully y'all see me for once. I don't want to be a public figure, and I'm not required to advocate. It's not that I don't care about people in, you know, bad situations. I do. I care about people, but also nobody appointed me the savior of the world, and I feel like that was put upon me when I got out, and I misspoke, saying I want to be an advocate, I want to help people, because it's like I have a good heart and I do want to help people, but I don't have the connections to help people. I don't know any representatives in the House of Law. I'm not friends with government officials. I can't make laws change, can't make laws happen. You know what I have? I have a voice, and I felt like I came out, I spoke, and I did what I could to try to be perfect for everyone, and all I ever got was invalidation. And so now I'm just done. And I'm enough for my family, I'm enough for Ken, and I'm enough for my daughter. That's what I'm enough for, and that's just fine for me. To anybody that feels like I help them in any way, because I do get messages like that where people are like, you know, you saved my life, you helped me so much, you inspire me. Thank you. I'm really happy if I helped you through any sort of hard time, but it hasn't been easy for me either. So I'm just gonna let you guys know that a big part of why I wanted to step away from social media, and I wanted to go on that 30-day detox, if you guys remember that 30-day detox that I had posted. Well, I had posted it, and then literally like an hour later I get a call. Hey, you still gonna post for the show, right? You're required to post. This is your job. You have to post in order to promote the show. Yeah, okay, fine. I'll post for the show. Gypsy Blanchard's a liar. She said she was gonna go on a yeah, that sucks. So now I don't have anybody telling me when to post, how to post, where to post, or even post at all. So that's why I just want to be done. I have my private Facebook. If you're a friend on my Facebook, consider yourself a trusted person in my inner circle, because I only add people that I absolutely 100% trust. I have this TikTok account right here, which will go back on deactivate after this live. I have my private TikTok, which I may deactivate that too. I may take the app completely off my phone and, say, fuck it. Fuck this app. I have my Blown Beauty Art Instagram, so I can post my art. And I do have a private Instagram that I don't really post much on. And that's it. So I deleted my X account. So I no longer have my X account. Nobody even uses X anymore anyway. I think Ken still does, but for now, that's it. Ken still has his Instagram. He has his private Facebook, and he has his TikTok. So those are the only accounts that are ours. All these other hundreds of fake accounts, and they'll post, and I'm starting to learn that. So ever since I started kind of stepping back from social media, now all these fake Gypsy accounts of people pretending to be me are gonna post stuff just so content creators have something to talk about, because they're not getting content from me. So now they're gonna make content so they can report on that and talk about that, which is so annoying. But it's gonna happen. So just know that now that I am saying everything that I will end in 4 minutes. Why? Okay. Now that I'm saying everything that I have to say, I feel like that's it. I'm doing good in my life, and I'm doing what I need for my mental health. But I will tell you guys that when I went to Austin with Ken and Aurora, this was 2 weeks after I got off parole and the whole billboard thing happened and everything. I hit bottom and I wanted to unalive myself. So Ken was I was in the bedroom and I was like, Ken, please, I just want it to end. I cannot take this anymore. I have taken everything from every angle, and it's just hit after hit after hit. And I'm at my knees, and people are kicking me down. And he's like, you know what? Tomorrow we're gonna go to Austin. We're gonna go visit my mom. We're gonna get you away. We are gonna go and have some time where you can get away from social media. You can just be happy. And so we did, and it was so refreshing to just say, you know what? Oh God, this is so nice not being on social media and not having to worry about people's opinions of me and all this kind of stuff. And that's when it started to click that privacy and a more quiet life is gonna bring me inner peace and happiness within my own self and my own life. But I will say, yeah, I was at the point where I'm like, I want to unalive myself. Now, I don't feel that way anymore. I've had, a therapy. I've had therapy since then. I've had time. I have pulled myself out of that depression. I am stable. I'm good. I'm good. But this was an eye-opening experience that this app is not healthy for me. And so with that being said, thank y'all to everybody that has stood by me and heard me out and still continues to fight for me and defend me. Bree, God, she's such a good friend. I love that woman, and I love my friends. They have been such good friends to me. But I need to take a step back, and if all these content creators won't leave me alone, then I'm gonna remove myself from the equation.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, and today we're unpacking a jaw-dropping TikTok live from Gypsy Rose Blanchard that's got everyone talking. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop a comment with where you're watching from and what time it is there. Let's get into it. Gypsy Rose is back on TikTok Live, and she's making waves with a bold claim. She's too famous for a 9-to-5 job. But that's not all. She's allegedly tugging at heartstrings, using her daughter to gain sympathy and push her $150 abstract art pieces through her new venture, Blown Beauty Art. Some are whispering it feels eerily similar to the manipulation tactics her mother, D.D. Blanchard, used with Munchausen syndrome by proxy, leveraging sympathy for profit. Is Gypsy following in those footsteps, or is this just a misunderstood hustle? Let's break it down. In her recent TikTok live, Gypsy dropped the bombshell that a traditional job isn't in her cards. "I am too famous for a normal job," she said, sparking a firestorm online. After serving 8 years for her role in her mother's 2015 murder, Gypsy's been thrust into the spotlight, amassing nearly 10 million TikTok followers. She's no stranger to fame, with a Lifetime docuseries, a memoir, and now her art business. But claiming she's too famous for regular work? That's raised eyebrows. Some fans cheer her for embracing her platform, while others call it entitled, pointing out her felony conviction might be the real barrier. Fame or not. What's the truth?
Money struggles, I am not rich. This whole, I have $3 million, no, absolutely not. I'm not broke, but I'm also not rich. I have a nest egg, and without doing another season, there is no income. Like I said, I had this account set for deletion, so that means no creator fund. That means I'm not making money off of TikTok. So, and the people that are like, get a job. Okay, I have a almost 8-month-old daughter. Ken works. My parents live an hour and 15 minutes away. I don't necessarily have people. Thank you so much, Angel Marie. Love you, girl. For a long time, that was social media for me. The reality of it is I used to make probably about $3,000 a month on TikTok from the creator fund. The creator fund's great. But if you're not wanting to showcase your life, then you're kind of limited, especially coming from someone who was on reality TV. Thank you. People have said, do Cameo, do this, do that. I don't want to. So what I found is I like artwork. I like painting. This is something that I can do at home. And no, it's not Picasso. No, it's not great. But I'm still learning, and that's the fun thing about it is I'm learning so much more about art. It's art has been a passion of mine for a very long time. I actually have a painting that I did a long time ago. Okay, it's not good. It's just my handprints. But this is before the crime, so it's my handprints, and we were able to get this from the Habitat House and some of my other paintings. So painting is something not new. This is something I've been doing for a long time, in different ways and stuff like that. Selling them, like I said, I need an income. I do have a child to provide for. Ken provides what he can, and he does an amazing job providing for the family. But as a mom, like in this economy, both parents need to be bringing in an income to stay above water. That's just the reality of life.
Is her viral status a legit reason to skip the 9-to-5 grind, or is it a convenient excuse? Now, let's talk about her art hustle. Gypsy's pivoted her TikTok to promote blown beauty art, where she creates abstract pieces using a blow dryer technique. Sounds cool, right? But at $150 a pop, some fans are side-eyeing the price tag, especially when she's allegedly using her daughter Aurora, born December 2024, to pull on heartstrings. In her live, she reportedly got emotional, talking about motherhood and her struggles, which some say feels like a calculated move to drive sales. It's hard not to draw parallels to Dee, who fabricated Gypsy's illnesses for donations and sympathy. Is Gypsy's emotional display genuine or a strategic play to boost her brand? The internet's split. Some see her as a survivor turning pain into art, while others smell manipulation, accusing her of exploiting her story and her kid for clout. The backlash doesn't stop there. Gypsy's no stranger to controversy. She's faced hate for everything from her voice to her past. Her TikTok return comes after multiple social media purges, with her once deleting accounts to escape scrutiny, only to pop back up. If the art sales or fame game doesn't pan out, will she vanish again? Some ex-posts speculate she thrives on attention, but bolts when it turns sour. Her parole ended in June 2025, giving her freedom to live as she pleases, yet she's still navigating strict public judgment. So, what's the deal? Is Gypsy genuinely building a new life, or is she leaning into the same sympathy-driven tactics her mother used? Her art could be a creative outlet. She's said it brings her peace, but the high prices and emotional live streams raise questions about her motives. As a new mom, she's got a lot on her plate, but using her daughter's story to sell art feels like a risky move to some. All right, y'all, that's the tea. What do you think? Is Gypsy too famous for a 9-to-5, or is this a savvy influencer move? Are her art sales legit, or is she playing the sympathy card, like Dee Dee? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let me know if you'd buy her $150 art.
So anybody that knocks my art, I'm sorry, it's not perfect. It is abstract. I never claimed to be, making the Mona Lisa. It's one thing about me. I'm kind of funny, so I'll play jokes. And I charge a lot. Yeah, I do. California is like, I buy mine at Target and it's $59.99, $57.99 before tax. So it's like, yeah, I do what I can to bring in any kind of income, because I'm at a disadvantage. If I, as someone who was in reality TV, as someone as well known as I am, you think I can go and work at Abercrombie and Fitch, whatever, or the mall and not get recognized? There are people on this app that have called places that I'll go shop or I will go eat at a restaurant. They will call and harass the place. So I would love to ask these people, the people that are like, get a job. If I got a 9-to-5, would y'all let me work? Would y'all leave me alone and just let me do my job without calling and be like, do you know a schmurder works there? I'm gonna get her fired. So it's like, I am at that disadvantage. So I'm like, strip everything away and realize I do have a child, a living, breathing child to provide for. And I'm just literally doing the best I can with what I have to work with. So anyway, moving on from that. So that is why there is no season 3. It's because I chose to not continue on. Lifetime chose not to continue on with me because the viewership didn't match up. I chose not to continue on with another network who would have picked up our show. So ultimately, that's the reason why. And now what am I left with? So now I'm doing good in my life. I'm enjoying living a more quiet, private life. As for social media, let's loop back into social media. Social media and I, as we have seen on the show, has been something I have been battling with since I got out of prison. My expectations of social media when I got out was basically, oh, thank you, Mac. I just read a text. My expectations for social media when I got out was like, I want to post selfies. I want to play on Snapchat. I want to be goofy and do silly TikTok videos of me dancing and like everything that I was like scrolling by. I'm like, oh, that's a trendy video. I want to do that. And, because it's like I didn't get a chance to get into all that stuff when I was locked up. Like, when I was locked up, all this stuff was going on, and I'm like, I want to try that out. I'm 34 years old, but like in my soul, I feel like sometimes I'm like 20. I'm like, sometimes I could be a little goofy, be immature, be a little smart ass sometimes, but that's only like one part of me. That's cool. Thank you. The other part of me is every bit of 34 and learning what are my priorities in life? What is the meaning of me? Who am I? And I think that, if we take away all of the content that gets put about me, the narratives that get put out there, just look at, it was breaking news that I cut my hair. I got a new haircut. Okay. But if you take away all of that extra content from creators, the reality is I never got to figure out who I am. And so, yeah, I'm gonna be 50 different versions of me. I do change. I grow. And some things stay the same. Because maturing comes with time I didn't have. And in prison is supposed to be reform. Okay, in a lot of ways, prison is actually just a babysitter. It's an adult babysitter. I have seen countless times of how the guards handle inmates' bad behavior, and to the people that are like that, for the people that are really wanting to better themselves, they honestly get something out of prison. But to the people that are just, we call them frequent flyers. So that just means they get out, they reoffend, they go right back. They do it and they do it and they do it. I've seen one girl come back 15 times. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like, you again? When are you ever gonna learn? But that's unfortunately how it is. And during COVID, it was really bad, because it's like they were trying to make sure that everybody didn't get COVID, but also that meant whenever somebody did something wrong, segregation was filled because they were using it as quarantine for a while. The prison does what they can, and with the programs. Like for me, I try to do as many programs as my prison would allow me to do. I did group therapy, which I got certificates in. I got my GED, which I was like super proud of myself, because it's like I had to learn all that stuff from the ground up. So it's like, yeah, my GED might not be a college degree, okay, but it was big for me, so that's all that matters. So it's like, in prison, you get what you give, and that's just how it is. I did everything I can within, thank you. I did everything I could have within, the limits of what I had to work with. Sorry, I was talking. So coming out, they don't teach you about real life in prison. In prison, the loudest dog is the one, you have to be the ferocious, you have to be tough, you have to be, that badass, in order to be respected. So coming out of prison, I'm like, okay, so if someone doesn't like me, I've got to be snarky. I've got to be, just more. And then I started to realize over the course of, my time being free, you don't address someone within a different opinion, with like being straight up rude. Now, I am the type of person that if you come at me rude, probably gonna come at you rude too. But I've also been having really good conversations with creators on this app that started out not liking me. Like, they literally made anti-Gypsy content. And one in particular I'm friends with now. And others that have had, a difference of an opinion, or as they say, the other side. I've been able to have decent conversations with them, and us not really get into the weeds of all of the conspiracy theories or, you know, the different things that come up that people have questions about. We're able to stay on topic of, yeah, TikTok is really ferocious sometimes. It's not for the faint of heart. And you gotta be strong. And you gotta stick to your guns and what you stand for. So anyway, all I'm saying is that, you know, I'm growing as an individual. I'm never gonna be perfect. And that's the thing about what I think I have been doing wrong this whole time, is I literally have been trying to be everything that people expect me to be. Like, when you get out, you need to advocate for prison reform. We expect great things of you, Miss Blanchard. You know, you need to advocate for Munchausen by proxy and this, that, and the other. And when I got out, you know who I had for contacts? I had the producers of my show. Yeah, I met Kim Kardashian. Yeah, she was really nice. We talked about my story. I did talk about my friend Amelia's story with her. Did that make it in the show? Of course it didn't. Of course it didn't, because I didn't get to choose that. But, you know, now I'm able to have communication with my friends in prison. So I was able to explain that to Amelia. But the fact is advocating, I don't even think half of anybody on TikTok knows what that even means or what they want from me. Because it's like I have brought awareness to Munchausen by proxy. A, by sharing my story. B, by explaining what it is to people that probably don't know, or if they haven't heard it. And what I see in my comment section, we don't want a schmurder to advocate, go back to prison. And then I'll make a video about me, you know, dancing on my makeup. This isn't advocating. Why aren't you doing what you said you were gonna do? Okay, I am only one human being. And you're expecting me to come out and be freaking Wonder Woman over here. I am not Wonder Woman. And that's what I've been doing wrong this whole time is, you know, I try and fit into everybody's box that they want me to be in. Because ultimately, nobody wants to be hated. Nobody wants to be made fun of. Nobody wants to feel like the odd one out. But I have been doing everything but being myself on this app. And like when I thought that my style was getting better, you know, people are like, you're copying off of your sister. Well, my sister gave me some good advice about style, but I'm not the fashionable sister, okay? I am the one that will wear slippers of 2 different colors. I am quirky. I am not fashionable because I don't have an eye for fashion. Yeah, I'm not into fashion. I like makeup, but I'm just not fashionable, and that's fine. If somebody thinks I'm not fashionable, it's okay. I don't care. You're not wearing it. I am. So it doesn't matter. But I've seen that a lot, and I just feel like I'm so done being put in everybody's box or trying to be what everybody else wants me to be, and I just want to be me. Like, I want to be me, because I feel like that's what my friends know, that's what my loved ones know, and that's ultimately what I'm happy being, is myself. Most people don't know that I am I'm super dorky. I snort when I laugh sometimes. I make dumb jokes that are pretty much like knock-knock jokes. A lot of y'all don't call me. Hold up. Let me put you on pause. And I don't want to end. I just want to go on pause. cancel. See, I haven't been live forever and I forgot how this works. I will be around and I'm gonna go be happy privately. So with that being said, thank you for watching my live. I'm doing good. We're doing really, really good over here. And the less I hear about all the nonsense, the better it is for my mental health. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. I hope you guys know that I love you guys. And I don't know when I'm gonna post again, if ever. I don't know if I'm ever gonna go live again. I don't know. But for now, this is what I need to do for me and for my family. Thank you. This is just where I'm at with it in my life. And so no, I'm not gonna be doing interviews. No, I'm not. There's not another show. It's a new chapter in my life, and this is the chapter of me raising my daughter and living my happy ending. And unfortunately, y'all don't get to see it, but it's okay. Just know that I'm okay and know that I'm happy. So, with that being said, such a cute teddy bear. With that being said, I'm gonna end this live because I think I've rambled on so long. It's been one hell of a ride. All right. I love y'all. Have a great rest of y'all day. Gypsy.
If you loved this breakdown, smash that like button, share with your friends, and subscribe for more spicy takes. Until next time, stay curious and catch you in the next video. Peace out!